Hello, 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 hello. Why did I start my Facebook Live by doing that? Because I want to see which of those very interesting screenshots, which of those very interesting poses Facebook Live picks up on for afterwards. So, hello and welcome to this Thursday's edition. This is, I believe, episode 51, just of these Visibility Made Easy alone. This is episode number 51 of Visibility Made Easy. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've never met me before, never watched this before, my name's Jenny Kovacs and I'm nicknamed the Queen of Being Seen, but I want to tell you why. The reason that I'm nicknamed the Queen of Being Seen is that your visibility, you're getting out there, you're standing out, being seen, being heard, being remembered, being noticed is why I get out of bed in the mornings. So I'm all about you helping to spread your ripples far and wide so that your audiences, your readers and whoever else loves your work can find you much more easily. So welcome and thank you for coming along. So one of the things that I need to let you know about first is, although I can see a number count at the top of this screen, I can't see who you are. Now, I do have lurkers that watch in the background and that's fine. But if you're feeling like you want to be more visible, if you're feeling brave, please say hi in the box. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Are you in the UK or Europe? Are you in America? Are you on the eastern coast, so it's like 11:30 in the morning? Are you on the Pacific side, which is 2:30 in the afternoon? So you doing a late breakfast, lunch or dinner? Let me know. So tonight I'm having a funny look in the corner. I think I've made a faux pas, so I think that was probably meant to be the other way around. But anyway, I am going to be talking about making visibility easy. Now, I'll be looking at you for most of the time, but if you see me look down here, my computer, who I nicknamed Mrs. Mac, I am just going to be looking at the page to make sure I can see your comments, because sometimes I can see that you're watching, but you say such lovely things, you share things, and I can't see you. So I really want to be able to read your comments out, and if you've got questions about visibility, please ask them, whether you write visibility, whether you're a blogger or an author, whether you speak from the stage, whether you are somebody who likes to do video, likes to share on webinars. So if that's you and you're watching, just say hello, and if you don't mind giving me either a thumbs up or a love heart, then I know that the screen's working. So far I can see a few people watching, but no love or no comments. So I am now going to look down here, and the reason that I'm going to look down here is because I've actually got my page open as well. So yeah, I can see already loads of comments there and nothing there. And let me just make sure that I haven't put the wrong comment on. So yeah, there's a video only mode and I'm not on that. So already I can see Ali says, hey sweetie, hi Ali. I can see Tracy Ferguson's on. Hello Tracy Ferguson. I can see that Alan Roberts is on. Hello Alan. So as these people have said hello quickly and first, I know a bit about these people. They are part of the beautiful, soft place that you can land in Facebook, a group called the Visibility Vibes Tribe. So first of all, we've got Alan, who's a coach, and is really great at helping you from to navigate from rough seas to calm waters. He also is an absolute ninja at helping people getting out of debt and stopping them from the bad habits that get them into debt. We have the lovely Tracy Ferguson. Now, Tracy, please let me know, because I always get Tracy mixed up with another one of our lovely women who's a relationship coach. But from memory, Tracy isn't a relationship coach, but she helps people to have the utmost confidence in their body, in themselves. Tracy, if I've got that wrong, slap me round the head. Oops, upside my head. Luckily, I'm virtual, so you can't really do it. But you can say, consider yourself slapped, and then I will make a proper introduction to your work. We've also got, Tracy said she's sending me loads of love hearts. And today, Facebook Live has decided it's not going to show me your comments, not going to show me your love hearts. We've also got Ali Heathfield, who, although you could call her the Queen of Reinvention, she helps you when you're going through life transitions. She interviewed me earlier today, so I can't wait until that interview's out. I'll let you know where you can see her and watch that interview. But we were talking about what reinvention actually meant and a whole lot of other stuff. So you'll get to see that really soon. So The rest of you who are lurking, that's fine. That's fine for you to lurk. I'd just like to give you a shout out. Tracy says, no slaps. She's a career confidence coach also career confidence, self-confidence, and all those other great things as well. Who wouldn't want to meet Tracy? Now, the reason that I share that with you, and keep them coming, if you're jumping on and thinking, oh gosh, what should I say? Just say hello and I'll do the rest. And if I don't know what you do, I'll be candid about it too. So tonight's subject, or this week's subject, is about ramping up your visibility a notch or two. Now, I just put ramping it up a notch or two because you'll know that I'm known for visibility, helping you stand out and be seen, be heard, be noticed. So one way in which I've done that is in the very lovely Visibility Vibes Tribe. And I have to say, last week when I was being interviewed for someone else's mastermind, I talked about the Visibility Vibes Tribe group. And I had to say that I feel it's like the softest place to land on Facebook for anyone who is thinking of starting a business, has started a business, maybe they're working and getting their business off the ground. They've been in business for a while. They've been in business for a long time and they've decided to transition. I've got people in there that have been in business for like 20, 30 years. People who are just getting started. People who like to be around that entrepreneurial spirit. But the common thread that every single one of those men and women in the group have, they have got the kindest of hearts. Now, how I managed to attract these people to this group, I really don't know. But they are the loveliest people on the planet. So if you're going through any of those transitions, even the other side of it, maybe you've had a business and you've lost it and you're feeling down on your mojo, go into the group. Another great reason to go into the group straight away or as quickly as you can is because we're in the middle of a 2-day takeover. Now, in the group, I normally ask you to express what you do, share what you do without any links or, anything to your blogs or websites or posts, just because it's not the best way to get to know somebody. So all day today, it's like home alone. People have been sharing Facebook Lives, sharing tips, giving insights, encouraging each other, all of that. Really great stuff. And that's what I love about that community. So kudos to you all. And thank you, if you're watching this live on the replay, for being just the juiciest, loveliest people on the planet. So can't see any more comments over there, so I will continue looking at you. Another person that I do want to give a shout out for is a lovely guy called Chris Wharton. Now, Chris Wharton, he's shared a lot of stuff, but he shared 2 blogs in particular that stand out. One was how to stop this mirror imaging going on, and I haven't actually done it tonight, but one was how to stop the mirror imaging on Facebook Lives. And the other one he shared today was how to link your page, your group to your page. And I literally did it just before this. So it's really great. So if you're jumping on, I can see you all jumping on. Do go in and say hi if it's safe to do so. So a massive thank you to Chris. And if you don't know what on earth I'm talking about, get into the Visibility Vibes Tribe. I will let you in about 20 minutes once this is over. So a couple of things I wanted to let you know about before we get into how you can boost your visibility and ramp it up a notch or 3. There are 3 very distinct ways, and I'll go through those in a second. In fact, I'll go through them now and kind of share what I was going to share with you in a second. So 3 really distinct ways. Now, whether you have had a lot on your plate, whether you've maybe had family stuff that you've been dealing with, maybe you've been sorting out your business and kind of waiting, there's one thing, can I plead with you and let you know what that is? If you're thinking of launching a new product, a new service, doing a new website, thinking of a new program, in visibility terms, trust me, this has worked not just for me, but for my clients and for people who are very well-known names as well. If you are looking to launch anything, be it a book, a webinar, program, a product, a service, do not do the service first and then try to raise the profile of either the service, the product, or yourself. Start now. So let me give you an example. A lovely friend of mine, I know because she's been working on this for many months, has got a lovely natural deodorant brand. And I don't know if you've seen the new wave of Facebook posts where they're talking about breast cancer awareness and how just sending a heart or posting a heart on your Facebook page isn't actually helpful. Somebody had the foresight to sit there and think about some really great tips, really great pieces of information that you could consider to boost your health in that area. And one of them was around deodorant and around the nymph loads and things like that. Now, this isn't about whether you believe it, do it, or don't. But one of my lovely, lovely friends, I see the lovely Namisha has joined us. Namisha, stay where you are because I need that link on here so everyone knows about your juices. Anyway, I digress. So Sophie makes the most magnificent deodorant. Now, I'm not going to lie. The first time somebody told me about a natural deodorant, an alternative deodorant that was free of any nasties, the person speaking to me smelt so badly of body odour, it took my breath away. And it certainly didn't convince me to the merits of changing from a traditional, deodorant. So when I first met Sophie, I was a bit kind of sceptical. And Sophie said, don't worry, I've got these tester pots. Try a tester pot, give us the money for the postage and packaging, give it a go, try it for 7 days, let me know how you get on. So I did. And 3 very important things happened. The first thing was I got into this habit of sniffing my armpits, like every few minutes, like, can I smell anything? Can I smell anything? Can I smell anything? And I couldn't. No BO, just this gorgeous smell of the deodorant, very natural smell. I thought, that's strange. I don't smell of odour or body. Second thing that I noticed was that it was really easy to apply. It wasn't a traditional roller ball or anything else like that. It wasn't a pump spray or anything else like that. It was a cream, easy to rub on and took no longer to use, was not inconvenient to use, or more, it wasn't less convenient, I should say, to use than any other thing. But the third thing was, and this was a bit that blew my mind, not only did it work, it actually worked. It actually worked. And one day I was working from the office at home and I'd put it on the day before. I went to bed, like sniffing my armpits before bed, got up, sniffed my armpits, nothing. No body odour smell, no body smell, nothing. So then the next day I was like, I'm going to have a bit of a, not a duvet day, but a pyjama day. Hands up, like give me a love heart if you have ever worked from home in your pyjamas, like past pyjama time. I know it's something that a lot of us do. In America, it's a yoga pants. So, lots of you saying nice things. Thank you for the shout out. Sorry for those of you that just joined me, I'm having to look at my screen because the comments and the love hearts and everything else aren't shown on here. So thank you for the shout out, Jenny, says Tracy. Hey, Jenny. She's saying, loving your interview. Thanks for the shout out. No problem. Namisha says, hey Jenny, how are you? How's everyone doing? And Tracy says, great tip, Jenny. Thank you. I'd be interested in the deodorant. I only use natural deodorant now. Oh my gosh. Sophie Joseph of Essential Blends. Get that deodorant ready. So here's the thing. Whether it's a product, a service or anything else, even if it's not quite ready to go yet, think about this. All the big companies out there, whenever they are launching a product, they do what they call a soft launch, a teaser campaign. There is absolutely no reason why you can't start talking about your product now, even if it's not ready to go. It's the reason why a forthcoming author would say, book out, or book's going to be out in September. It's the reason why I think Sophie should be saying, this is so true, we've got this product, and get, put in your order, pre-book your order so I can make it for you and you can have it sent out the day of launch. Think of Apple. Apple do this and they have people queuing down, it's not Oxford Street, is it? I'm trying to think, Regent Street. They have people queuing doors and doors and doors, people camping outside waiting for the product. There is absolutely no reason why you cannot tell people about that beforehand. So here are 3 ways to really boost your own visibility, ramp it up a notch or 2 if you've been quiet, if you haven't been quiet and you want to get it out there. So there are 3 ways. The first way is you could do it in the flesh. Hey, I've seen some nice new people joining, so just wanting to say hello, and I'll keep looking here to make sure I don't miss your comments. So if you want to say hi, say hi. If you want to lurk, that's fine too. So, thank you for the love heart, Lisa. Lisa Pascoe's on there. Hello, Lisa. Lisa, did you hear what I was saying about that natural deodorant? It is amazing. It's awesome. It's just amazing. And I know that Lisa's into all great things like that too. So 3 ways that you can really, really boost your confidence up a notch. Your visibility up a notch. And despite popular belief, many of us think that we're underconfident when in fact we have got the confidence to do it, but we just maybe don't know how to position ourselves, how to do it. And that's what makes us a little bit shaky, actually. Maybe we're not sure what to say. Maybe we're not sure what to share. Maybe, as many of my clients and community will tell you, because they're really astute, really intelligent people that use a lot of discernment, they just might not know how to position themselves or what to say or what the point is. That's the sticking point. Like, what's the point? I'm going on Facebook and doing all this stuff. Isn't Facebook what the teenagers go on? You know, all that kind of stuff. Lisa says that sounds amazing. Oh, yes. Tracy's also saying that when you tell people about your forthcoming product, it's like a type of accountability too. Absolutely. By the time I've told somebody about something, it's happening. Come hell or high water. It goes beyond accountability for me. I've made the decision. I've taken my action. And then it's just like, let's knock this out of the park. Lisa says good evening there as well. So one of the ways in which you can do that is speaking. So I'll go with that first. In the world of technology, in the world of social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, in the world where we can reach from one to many by camera, I mean, I'm shooting this Facebook Live just from my phone. I mean, who hasn't got a mouth and a phone at the very least? Okay, so in this world, we have somehow forgotten that if we want to do in-person, in the flesh stuff, we can too. So whether it's speaking, whether it's networking, whether it's a big network or a small network, a breakfast network, a lunch network or an evening network, we're all great at, we can do this. It's an opportunity that we've got. We can still go and see the whites of people's eyes, look them in the face and have that sort of a conversation, shake their hand, give them a hug, whatever you do. And it's interesting because the lovely Namisha has invited me to talk to her group next week in exactly a week's time. So next Thursday, if you are in or around London, central London, I'm going to be in the middle of a 2-day event, funnily enough. But that evening, she's invited me to go and speak to her group, who are normally a lunch and learn group, but this is a lounge and learn group. And I'm going to be there in the flesh talking about visibility. Now, the venue that she's booked this in is a really lovely, intimate venue in London. So because of this, we do have to restrict the numbers, or she does have to restrict the numbers. So I'd love to see you there if you're in or around London, you know, and don't worry if you're not in London and it's not convenient. I don't want you to feel bad or sorry or be apologising at all if you've got something else on. But if you can, I'll ask Namisha, I don't know if she's still on, I'll ask her to put a link directly in the comments of this video, and I'll pin it so for those of you that want to grab your place while you can, you can. Now, interestingly about this way of speaking, a couple of weeks ago, somebody who I don't even know who they are, where they came from, actually joined one of these Thursday night Facebook Lives, subsequently sent me a message to this page and just asked me, you know, they want to start a business, they're currently working, they want to make the transition, and asked me whether I could help with that. So I'm going to have a conversation with them. The next thing they said was, I can't wait to meet you. And you may have heard me mention an event which is forthcoming in July, which I'll remind me to tell you about. But they said, look, I want to book a ticket for the event. I want to meet you because I don't want to, try and get my place for this event and then it's sold out. So I will tell you about that. But what's interesting was they live in London, and the minute I told them about the lounge and learn, they were straight in there. So, hey up, Ian's on. Hey up, Ian. How does it go with you? So the minute I told them about it, they took it as an opportunity to see me in the flesh, because here's what I do know about most of you who watch this, whether live or on the replay. I've said it before, you're intelligent people and you're really discerning. What I also know that for many of you, you might have been bitten in the past, as I have, by those maybe not so... those coaches who are not so full of integrity, shall we say. You might have had your fingers burnt by someone who appears on the screen. Maybe they're sort of shooting their videos in a mansion, or they're appearing to be something they're not, or smoke and mirrors. And you only realise that when you have an interaction with them. And the worst stories that I often hear about is that you've spent a lot of money with them and they've turned out to be all mouth and no trousers. So the reason why you should show up and turn up your visibility a notch in one of these three ways, and one of which is speaking and in the flesh, is you get to see the real deal. And if you can't get to somebody in the flesh and speak, or be the person on the stage speaking about your expertise, raising your profile, demonstrating your credibility, letting people know why it's you that they go to, then the next way you can do it is through something like Facebook Live. So the first way, just to recap, is through speaking or even networking, where you're meeting people face to face, you know, in the flesh, and you're getting the chance to give them a hug or a handshake, whichever is your preference, and, you know, getting to speak to them. Now, networking, I should say, has come a long, long way. Let me take a sip of drink. Networking has now changed. Networking is no longer stiff, starchy businessmen, the old boys club, speaking in a room. I've been to networking events where it's been female only, where it's been a mixture, where people have been sat on the floor in a circle, where people have been at a nice restaurant, where people have been you know, casually in the corner area of a bar, just chatting and swapping information, where people have been in luxury venues like spas and nice hotels, where people have even been in a cafe. One of the places that I would love to hold a network is a really, really gorgeous place called the Tea House Theatre in Vauxhall in London. If you haven't checked it out, you have got to go there. They do, I don't even know how many, over 30 different loose leaf teas, including some decaffeinated and natural teas, and you can eat cake there. But the venue is really quirky and really lovely. So gone are the days of the starchy networking. So out of the top three ways to up your visibility a notch, that's one of them, speaking. And if you're in London and would like to hear what I've got to say about visibility next week, come along and join me. Why I think it would be a good idea for you to come along, of course, is because it's an intimate event. So I'm not going to be talking at you. We're going to be, you know, you can be asking me questions, you can be positioning how you want to be visible or more visible in your business, and I'll just make it a really juicy experience so that you get something out of it, okay? So then the next way that you can really boost your, you know, your credibility, raise your profile and get out there, and this is in a short space of time, is just to get on and do a Facebook Live. So many of you will know that I ran 2 live workshops quite recently, one at the end of April, one just last week, and it was all about mastering Facebook Lives, because here's the next thing that I see so many people aspiring to grow their business or a business. They're either doing the Facebook Live with no strategy or plan behind it, and I can normally tell. And I'll say to people, have you got a plan? And they'll go, oh yeah. I can tell by the way that the Facebook Lives are being delivered. So you'll get people that, oh, I'll just give it a go, I'll just try. And then they come away. And here's the reason why I don't like that. I'm not a perfectionist by any means. I don't care how many you say, how many verbal tics you've got, if you've got a stutter or anything else like that. I really don't mind, because I believe that showing up on camera authentically as you is what's really important. Otherwise, how will people get to know you? But what I do have a beef around is that you do your Facebook Lives, you might play around with them, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, no one's watching, or I don't really know what to do next. Or you convince yourself, this is the bit that hurts my heart, you convince yourself that you're rubbish at Facebook Lives, therefore you're rubbish at your business, therefore you're rubbish at video, therefore you're rubbish at life. And before you know it, you've unravelled your confidence. I have, not necessarily nightmares, but I shed tears over things like that. You know, even just this week, I was part of somebody else's, I lead coach for somebody else, and part of their event. And when I went home that night, all I could think about wasn't the people in the room that stepped up to the next level. It was the people that expressed that they really wanted to. And because of some of the things that I've just said before, maybe they've had their fingers burnt by somebody else. Maybe they thought that, well, I can't afford to kind of go to the next level. I just sat there wondering, what are they going to do now? Wondering, like, how are they getting on? What are they going to do? Are they going to roll their sleeves up and get on with it? Or are they going to lose their confidence because they'll go back and speak to a member of their family, they'll tell their family or business partner or someone else what a great time they had, and somebody will say something like, take the wool out of your eyes, rose-coloured glasses, you know, all of that kind of stuff too. So quite often when people do their Facebook Lives, and they play at them in their business, like, are you serious about your business or are you just playing? So Facebook Live is a really great way to get the next best experience of the face-to-face stuff. So again, if you've got any questions about anything I've said so far, please feel free to type them in the box, because I'm going to come on to the third boost before we wrap up for the evening. So Tracy says, sounds like a great venue. She loves Quirky. I love Quirky as well. I feel like I could do a whole Quirky tour of venues. So it's just how I am. I like things that are a bit outside the norm. Give me a Quirky venue versus I nearly said the name of the company. It's a very famous company that hires out rooms all over the country, and they're known for their grey walls and blue carpets. You know, table in the middle. They don't have any soul or character to them. How are you meant to get the best out of people when they don't have any soul or character? I digress. So the first way, just to be clear, is either speaking from a stage or giving a talk in the front of a room, where you see people eye to eye, you know, in the flesh, and you get to speak to them or maybe network with them, shake their hand, give them a hug. Second way is through Facebook Live. And I guess you could count like video and stuff, because video underpins that too. And then the third way is how you share on Facebook. And funnily enough, I did an event called Oh, What Shall I Share? Because so many of you are experts. And when it comes to, hey, Lisa likes Quirky too. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on that, Lisa. And Lisa, you can already see, you know, Lisa is holding an event, I think this weekend. Lisa, you want to get into the Visibility Vibe Tribe group and post about your event this weekend. Let people know who it's for and why they would like to attend, and also maybe let them know who it's not for, because we're doing this free for all, these 2-day takeover. So get in there, Lisa, and let them know. Definitely let them know. Get Alison to go in there as well and let them know. So anyway, the third thing is like people sharing. It's all well and good talking about webinars, talking about videos, talking about blog posts, talking about writing posts on social media, talking about writing articles on LinkedIn, talking about tweeting, talking about live stories on Instagram, talking about even sharing photos on your private message right here on Facebook. But what on earth is the point of doing all of that if you haven't got a clue what to share? Now, this is not something that I don't find it difficult. Lisa says, thanks. You are absolutely welcome, Lisa. Don't let that opportunity go. People need what you're offering. So there's all this, you know, sometimes we get into overwhelm. We don't know what to post, how often to post, how should we post it? Should we be a bit more professional? Should we be a bit less woo-woo? All these sorts of different things. And we can get stuck in these places. And I don't want you to be stuck in the same way that I agonise over what will these people do instead. I agonise over you bursting full of information and thinking that you've got nothing to offer, or having to be slightly more professional or less professional, or more woo-woo or less woo-woo, or being careful because relatives are watching or something like that. So the third way is sharing posts. And it's not about the post that you share. It's not about inflating who you are or what you do. It's not even about your ego or qualifications. In fact, it has less to do with any of that and everything to do with you being your real, raw, authentic self. Knowing how much is enough to share, knowing how much is too much, knowing how much isn't enough, and putting the real you into it. You know, the amount of times I've read people's comments and posts, met them in the flesh, and thankfully gone, oh my gosh, they are so lovely. I really didn't expect that, you know. So people don't always know how to position themselves. Those are the top 3 things that if you do them consistently will make a huge difference. Now, the reason I say consistently, let me just like break down why that's so important. Here's what I see people do. They post, they make a video, they do a Facebook Live, or, you know, they go out and network, and they become inconsistent. Now, the actual real problem with that is when you stop doing that consistency, there are always people watching. So people are starting to pick up what you're putting down. And then all of a sudden, a crisis of confidence happens. And before you know it, you then just stop appearing. You stop posting, you stop recording, you stop networking. And people are a bit like, where did you go? Now, here's the worst bit of it. Because I know that you're great at what you do. I know that you're awesome at what you do. You have now started to, even for your own lurkers that you've got that are watching, maybe they've never liked a post or said anything. They're now watching, and it sounds creepy to say it, but they're watching you, they're watching what you do. You have now turned them into a, hey, this is going to be possible for me. You know, Lisa's people be saying, hey, I can be my kick-ass, authentic self. I can be the woman that I've always wanted to be, sharing the way that I've always wanted to share. And then Lisa disappears. Or it could be the lovely France Lee's on here, who's an osteopath, who starts sharing all of these tips about how to, you know, get out of bed, avoiding twisting your back. And if you have twisted your back or you've got some sort of pain, how to live with that pain. And then she disappears and people are like, where is she? What they then go and do is, because you've now kind of switched them on into your vibe and they're now picking up what you're putting down, and you've become inconsistent because you didn't see a gazillion likes or a gazillion comments and thought no one was watching, they then go and find help from someone else. And what I hate about that, and hate's a strong word, but what I really hate about that is that they then go to somebody else who isn't as good as you, isn't as skilled as you, isn't as caring, open-hearted as you, and they don't get the best experience. And then guess what happens? Because you've disappeared, they can't come back to you and work with you. Your cash flow might suffer, your visibility might suffer, and then you feel like you're starting all over again the next time you do it. But what's even worse is, by the time you reappear and they're ready to come back to you, they now have the same crisis in confidence that many of us have experienced when we worked with somebody and we were disappointed or let down. They're now worried that you're likely to disappear again. And most people don't have, it's not that they don't have confidence in you, they don't have the confidence in themselves. So they now are worried that they are going to let themselves down. They're not going to be a good client for you. They're not going to be able to do the work that you put down. They're going to be the only person who hasn't managed to do the thing that they do. That, my friend, breaks my heart. I've declared this year as the year of the voice. This is the year that you own your voice, put your stake in the ground, tell people what you do, why you're great at it, and how to get out there in the world. And the reason that I'm so fired up about those 3 ways is because I know they work. So the event that I have put together for the 8th of July will be going on sale in the next couple of weeks. And it's going to cover 3 things. It's going to cover Facebook Live and video, how to utilise it for you, which ones to use for you and how to use it and get the best for you. And it's going to be a live event. We're also going to talk about speaking so that you make sure that your message, however you speak, whether it's public speaking, whether it's a less formal talk, or whether it's just communicating your value to people, that you're able to do it in such a way that they absolutely feel your passion and get what you do. And of course, the other way that we're going to do that, so we're going to have video/Facebook Live, we're going to have speaking, and we're going to have sharing. I'm going to call it sharing. I don't want to call it writing. So if you're already an author and you've got a book or a few books, if you're already a blogger and you've got those, fine. If you're not sure what to post on social media, I am going to go through those 3 ways. Okay, but it's not going to be a live workshop where you sit there and learn and you take your notes home and you disseminate. We're actually going to start implementing all 3 of those on the day. I've got some lovely sponsors that are going to be along there, and I'll tell you a bit more about it. If you're in the Visibility Vibes tribe, go and look at the event tab, it's already there, and get ready for your place. Now, if you want to know more about that when it's ready to go, it's going to be on a Saturday in Stratford in London. It's a gorgeous venue. I feel a bit pinch myself lucky. You can drive there and park there. You can get the train there and you'll be picked up from Westfield Shopping Centre and taken to the venue. Or you can even, bike there if you live locally in London. So it's easy to get there by train, by plane, by automobile. So if you'd like to know more about that when it's ready and you'd like to get the first dibs of the details, my Visibility Vibers already know about this, but if you want that, type visibility in the box below, or if you don't want to do it so publicly, send me a message to my inbox on this page, and I will make sure that you get access to those details first off. There are going to be limited places. I'm looking for a pretty big room, but not too big that it's not intimate, and we're going to go through those 3 things specifically so you can start to use them from that day forward. I've also got a panel of experts and some really great event sponsors who are going to be helping you to answer any questions you've got, and I'm going to do a really cool thing on Facebook Live. So That's what's going to be happening. So if you want to know about that, type visibility in the box below here, or send me a message on this page. You can message me on this page and just type visibility, and I will make sure that you get those details. Now, just as a word to the wise, Tracy says that sounds great. Thank you, Tracy. I'm so excited about this. You cannot imagine. You can't even imagine the people that are already saying they want to be in the room. I've sold like tickets to it. I haven't even got the sales page ready yet. Ian's dashing because he's going to be setting off for a hotel in London ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow, if I'm a bit quiet on here, oh, Lisa's saying guilty as charged. Lisa, we all do it. This is how I learnt this stuff. I learnt it really well from feast, famine, starting, stopping, and it's not something that we do on purpose, not something we would choose to do. So the other thing that I will say is tomorrow I'm going to be at the lovely Shah Wasman's boot camp in London, which is all around building a 100k business on Facebook. Wow, she's done it, and the people that she's working with are well on track to do that in the next year. So if you are going to the boot camp tomorrow, definitely join in the Visibility Vive tribe. Put a post in there. I know that quite a few of you guys are going, so let's see who's going, and I will be there to give you the biggest hug when you get to the door. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being part of my Juicy community, and thank you so much for just showing up in the world, doing the stuff that you do. I don't want you to be a secret. I don't want people to not know that you're the person that they need. So please do me the absolute honour and pleasure of going out there and making sure that you are visible in a way that feels great to you and authentic to you, so that people can hear you, feel you, remember you, and feel your vibe. Thank you so much for joining. Lots of love to you. Good night, and I look forward to seeing some of you bright and early Monday morning on the Monday Motivation. Lots of love. Bye for now.